I gotta ask you guys about this Popeye individual. This guy, I have his name here. Where is it? John Yairo Velasquez. He was the big hitman for Pablo. He was like a YouTube sensation recently as well. He had over 1 million followers. I was reading somewhere, Javier, that if you went to Colombia, and the guy was free at this point. This is just recently, a couple of years ago. You can pose with him having a gun to your head for like $250. It was like the things people do. And look, I know I'm a millennial and I come from this era of social media, but man, some of the things people do for the likes and the clicks is unbelievable. And Javier, tell me a little bit about this Popeye guy. What's over
Yeah,
3,000 murders he confessed to.
right.
He committed 250 of them. I watched the documentary Drug Lords, and Steve, your face there when you're talking about him, you're just like, he was a mass murderer, and you're kind of saying it. I wouldn't say laughing, but you're like, guys, don't idolize this dude. This guy was a villain in every sense of the word.
You know what, Nick? You hit it right in the head. They've tried to get us on stage with him. They tried to get us to talk with him. There's been a couple of documentaries, and we told the producers. I remember the one of them. It was a Canadian company, great guys. They did a great show, great documentary. But they said, "Hey, we got a hold of Popeye, and we want you all to talk to him." He said, "We will never understand, never talk to Popeye. We will never get on the same stage with him anywhere nearby. This guy's a mass murderer. He's admitted to killing lots of people. He's killed police officers. And remember, we lost a lot of friends there, Nick.
Mm.
Steve and I had a lot of police officer friends that were killed by Pablo Escobar. I told a story where we went to a funeral at the church. We had eight coffins of police officers. The main guy was a good friend of mine, killed by Pablo Escobar. And when I say killed by Pablo Escobar, under the orders of Pablo Escobar, so I'm sure
Right.
Popeye was involved because Popeye has admitted to killing tons of people. I think he puts a number at 300 or something that he himself helped kill. You know what, Steve and I, we came up with a number, and based on all the what is it, the terrorism, all the people killed, we put the number killed by Pablo Escobar at between, I mean, roughly it's anywhere from 12 to 15,000. That's conservative. Innocent people killed by Pablo Escobar. If you count the car bombs, the assassinations, the bounties, the buildings, the newspaper editors, the commercial airline people killed by Escobar. Anyway, so Popeye claims that the number is closer to 50,000 people. Can you imagine? And this is from a first-hand Sicario. Popeye, we were after him. When Pablo Escobar surrendered, Pablo picked about seven Sicarios. One of them was a guy named Popeye, John Jairo Velasquez Vasquez. Uh, After Pablo escapes from the prison, we find tons of photos of Popeye. He used to dress as a woman inside the prison parties. We've got, I mean, he's at the bar. Pablo Escobar, I don't know if you knew, Nick, but he had a little bar, a drinking bar, right,
Mm-hmm.
at the prison, where they would, I mean, entertain, the parties. But anyway, and I am surprised because once Popeye got released, and I think he did about 20, 22 years in jail, somewhere in there. Anyway, once he got released, I was like, man, someone's going to kill this guy. He survived, and I think, he just died, right, about
Yeah.
4 months ago with stomach cancer. But yeah, he was charging people. I mean, we've heard stories from the documentary people that he was charging. It was just a lot of money he would charge, but people were paying him. And civilians go to Medellin. They would take their picture. just to talk to him. And we've talked to friends in the documentary business who have talked to Popeye, and they say this guy's out of control. He's crazy, just charging and just kind of out there until, like I said, he recently died of stomach cancer.
Yeah, Steve, even when you hear him talk in some of these, he's just like, yeah, I killed this many people, just like, I would just run up behind them and shoot them. And he's just telling you this like you're telling me before we started recording, like how your day was going. It's just his energy was it was captivating the way he was, because I was on the edge of my seat listening to this, but in the back of my mind, I was just like, why am I attached to him telling me this?
Right. Right. I mean, he was a psychopath by every sense of the word. One thing that really got to me is, I mean, these guys, they killed cops left and right. I think there's over 1,000 Colombian police officers were killed during this Escobar reign. Well, Popeye, when he comes out, he has a tattoo, El Jefe de Mafia, the mafia boss. And I saw pictures on the internet of him posing with young Colombian police officers. He's got his arm around them and he's holding up his tattoo so you can read, that he was a criminal. And these young cops don't realize who they're taking a picture with, that he killed all their brother officers years and years ago. It's this, I don't want to call it an adoration, but a fantasy of these guys. And even at my age, I'm still interested. I'm reading books now about the Mexican mafia and just different things that are going on in the world. I'm not by any means idolizing these guys. You just want to learn more about them, to kind of figure out how you can combat them. But it's just amazing, the popularity. And that's what made Narcos so popular, because people were just enamored with knowing more about Pablo Escobar. I don't understand it, but, I'm kind of happy because, again, we're talking with you. We get to travel around the world. We've been involved in a lot of projects that we never would have been if we weren't involved in this case.
I just like the sound.